Can I just ask one question before we begin? Does anyone of you here happen to know TEDx's motto? Please raise your hand if you do know. All right, the motto is ideas or spreading. I'm so happy to see some of you sitting here listening to all these new ideas that are worth spreading. It's also great to see that there's a show like TEDx that talks about ideas. Since I've watched the show many times, whether it be on YouTube or in class, a lot of the talks I saw were very interesting and educational. This is particularly the reason why I signed up for it. So I thought long and hard about what I could really talk about in the show. So after some deep thinking, a light bulb in my head flashed. The idea I wanted to share with all of you is the beauty of ideas. At a young age, I have admired the ancient Greeks for their accomplishments and how they benefit today's society. According to my 8th grade history and history of ancient Greek teachers, the ancient Greeks ran a very democratic government. Every citizen was required to debate, give speeches, and create solutions to the issues of their city-state. That was impressive to me since every citizen was then taking action on how the country should be run. To me, that was a literal application of TEDx's model. Just by gathering a huge group of people together, the chance of many more ideas permeating the place is higher, since we're all different people and we all think very differently. Even though it's the government that makes the final call at the end of the day, it's still great that we can gather together and discuss ideas. You never know, because that idea you just suggested could be the next best solution to a new problem. With that being said, it is as if we have developed a mentality that ideas and complex concepts should be left for the professionals and specialists. It also made me realize how different we are compared to the ancient Greeks, since many of us have shut ourselves off to new and better ideas. Just in today's society, we feel we should leave it to a certain type of professional to do it for us instead. Well, the good thing about getting together with people to discuss ideas is we're able to think deeper, better express ourselves, and see different points of view. In our daily life, we often need to express our thoughts and ideas. In doing so, we need to be able to think meaningfully. By being more conscientious in life, we can focus on the more important things that need our attention, not the superficial questions we have about famous celebrity gossip. For instance, we have to question the things that are even hard to answer, even when it is, how is wealth distributed in America? Well, according to the Harvard professor and economist who did a study about economic inequality in America, he interviewed 5,000 Americans about their thoughts in the ideal, reality, and expectation of economic inequality in America. So from the graph, we can see that the ideal section has a more proportional amount of money. But the reality is, the top 20% own more than they actually need. From this, it leads me to ponder, why hasn't anyone done anything about this yet? Are these people who are part of the top 20% trying to keep the statistics a secret? You must be wondering why I brought this up. Well, this isn't just affecting the average person in America, it's affecting the whole world. Therefore, rather than just accepting information we're told to think by the media and big corporations, we should use extensive analysis to build a better understanding of our world. This leads me to thinking too that the statistics I just showed you might not even be the real percentage of proportion. Since the media these days is just filling people's minds with propaganda, and that probably the statistics I just showed you could have been tampered with and made to look all less than what it's supposed to be. Why should we unconditionally accept information we're given with? We should do this kind of deep thinking more often, since we will then be able to think outside the box and question the many mysteries in life. Sure, we're not intellectuals like Karl Marx or Friedrich Nietzsche. However, we should still try to have that philosophical talk with our family, friends, or neighbors. After your journey through thinking deeper, you move to a more practical side of the analysis, which is finding out the truth behind what we only want us to know. Another perfect example would be model United Nations. In MUN, we debate about modern day issues that countries have to tackle. So what we do in conferences is that we work with other people to come up with a resolution to a global issue. So after giving your speech about how great the resolution you submitted is, the delegates in the room begin asking you questions about how this would work and how it would affect everybody. This means that the person who is asking the questions and the person that's being asked both have to be able to give each other constructive criticism. Why should we unconditionally accept information we are given with? In short, we should always question the big things in life in order to better get our message across. Secondly, this allows us to better express ourselves. Telling people what you want them to know is probably one of the hardest things to do in life. For instance, when I was writing the speech, I would think long and hard about how the idea I was trying to present should be explained. Well, when you can master the skill of better communication, you can convey your thoughts clearly, so people can understand you better. Well, according to Huffington Post, only 27% of Americans have a positive view about Islam. Well, with more wars and civil wars in the Middle East, more people, American or not, are getting more scared of Islam. So what's the point of this? The point is, there's a huge difference between regular Muslims and radical Muslims. Since not many Westerners have yet attempted to try understanding their religion, their perception of Muslims will only come from the media, and not from meeting them. This in turn only perpetuates the negative view held by Westerners towards the Muslim community. By not trying to learn about Islam, like reading the Quran, or perhaps even meeting Muslim people, we will then truly see for yourself what kind of people they really are. The majority will continue to have a negative view towards the Muslim community. Overall, by talking about ideas constantly, we can express ourselves with other people than before. Lastly, by sharing ideas, we will be able to see each other's perspectives. In 8th grade, we read the book To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. In the story, Scout and her older brother, Jem, would go around this quote-unquote haunted house in the Radleys. Further into the story, their father, Angus Finch, teaches Scout and the readers a lesson that will never be forgotten. The lesson was to see the other person's side of the story. Angus tells the following quote: "You never really understand a person until you consider things from his point of view." So from the quote, the importance of perspective is taught. Well, what's the relevance? Well, the quote teaches us that you can't just judge them at face value and assume everything about them. You should try to understand them and see from their eyes how it would feel to be them and experience what they had to go through. So now when you hear someone else's idea, you should try to understand their perspective. For instance, when my friend and my dad had a discussion about leaving Taiwan and TEDx this year for good, my friend did something that shocked my dad the other day, and I quote, "What's the point of leaving now? TEDx is one of the best schools in the world. Their education system is unrivaled by any other place. So just stay here for another year, graduate, then leave." This was shocking to both me and my dad, since we never considered this situation like my friend did. Thus, you see how important it is to share thoughts and ideas with other people, because they can open many more doors to enlightenment. All in all, the significance of seeing other perspectives remains to be both beneficial and advantageous. Lastly, it is great to speak to all of you here today. I hope you'll learn something new about how great it is to be talking about being needed. We can all change society for the better by thinking other than what we're told to think, expressing ourselves, and seeing and understanding perspectives. This is why, in the end, some ideas are just more truly spread. Thank you.